Championship. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to round 9 of the Proximity F1 Esports Championship. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to round 9 of the Proximity F1 Esports Championship. Sorry, I've been missing a couple of rounds, but hopefully back in action. This is going to be definitely an entertaining race. I hope you've been following the last couple of races that we have been having, and definitely a lot of exciting action here with Proximity. So we should begin qualifying in about 2 more minutes. So sit tight and let's get this party started. Check 1 2, mic check 1 2. Alright, hopefully the mic seems to be working alright. Trying a different mic compared to last time. Hopefully the mic seems to be working alright. Trying a different mic compared to last time. What's up, Utkarsh? No, man. Not taking part in this season. I will be only doing comms for the rest of the season. Hopefully, last week I'm only doing comms for the rest of the season. Hopefully, last week. Oops, looks like I got booted out of the session. Technical difficulties. Anyways, it's okay. I should be just jumping back in. We've been having a lot of server issues with a lot of sim racing games. Alright, sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like we're back on. A little bit of these technical issues keep happening now and then, but it's important that we catch all the racing action. That's what's really important. So, anyways, we should be up in qualifying right now. Alright, so here we catch our drivers at the Proximity F1 Esports Championship on their out laps. So here we are following Anhydrous Acid, who's currently on his, looks like he's on his fast lap. And this is, we still have about 15 minutes of the session to go. So plenty of action still left in the pack, and it looks like CH55 Max has opened the session with a 105.4 in his Haas. Fairly competitive time, but of course it's yet to see what the crowd favorites put up. Rajdeep Paul here with a 105.6, Ace 1426 with a 107.3. Alright, let's see if there's some of, it looks like Ashwin Lakwani here is currently at the start. He's at, that's the Red Bull Mobile Corner. So let's jump on board with Ashwin Lakwani. And he puts in a 105 dead, but no OS there, a 104. Very impressive. What about Mercurial Caesar? He's still in the pits. It looks like Mayank here has is not going to be. I can see red in the mini map, so it's not going to be a fast lap there for him. Aditya Patnaik is getting into the pits. It looks like he made a mistake. Extremely strict when it comes to track limits. So it's very easy to sort of mess up, and if you mess up a little bit, then your lap gets knocked off, and you have to go again. Very unforgiving there, but of course ensures that the drivers are clean. But this is here we are following Nova West, who's currently on the top of the time charts with the 1:04.7, about 4 tenths faster than Ashwin Lakwani here. And Ashwin there making his way into the pits. So we still haven't seen. We still have Tariq Rahman here, Mercurial Caesar, yet to put in a fast time, and it looks like he's going to go out in his out lap now. So we should catch up with him in a minute or so on his fast lap to see what kind of time he puts out. Here at the Red Bull Ring, it was Charles Leclerc, who has the lap record, and he set a 1:03.3 last year in 2019. A 1:03.3, that is a 1:03 dead, rather a 1:03 and 3 thousandths of a second. That's 3 followed by 2 zeros. So if the fastest driver here today, Novo S, has put in a 1:04.7, Charles Leclerc has the outright lap record with a 1:03 dead. So you can imagine the kind of pace and talent that these real life F1 drivers have. So that's gonna be crazy. So it looks like Tariq Rahman here is making his way to the start finish line. So let's quickly jump on board and see what kind of a lap he puts out as he goes up the hill, brakes really hard at the 100-meter marker, getting into the Niki Lauda curve. You want to get as much speed as you can to the longest straight of the circuit, the back straight, braking really hard again at the 100 meters board, a little over the 100 meters board, 75 meters into Remus, the slowest part of the circuit. A lot of action there. We see a lot of action that happens there, a lot of cars bumping into each other. And then this corner, Schlossgold, is really tricky because you're braking downhill, and as you can see, Tariq there completely locked up. That's quite common here because these cars don't have ABS. And then you want to go into the middle section, which is Rausch, and then into this other double left-hander, the Worth curve, and then slingshot your way into turn number 6 and make your way into Rindt. Rindt is, you got to be really brave in this turn because you can take it not exactly flat out, but just let out a little bit and then smack your way into the Red Bull Mobile. And he just misses out by 2/10 of a second to Nova West. So Nova West is still number 1, and Tariq Rahman there with a 1:04.9. But knowing these boys, I'm sure this is just the start of the session. We still have 10 minutes left, and I'm sure they have a couple of tricks up their sleeve, no problem. Anybody else on their fast lap? I think Rajdeep Paul here, where it looks like we've caught him in the start of his fast lap. And that was, I believe he took the Niki Lauda curve, and now he's making his way up to Remus, braking hard. Oh, looks like he broke a little too early, so I'm guessing this is just his out lap. Doesn't look as aggressive. Ashwin Lakwani here. He's put in, he's quick on sector 3 or sector 2. He was a 10th down of the fastest time on sector 2. Will he be able to hold the pace into the final sector as he makes his way into Red Bull Mobile? And we'll have our answer in a few seconds. And yes, he does. He's a 10th down to Nova West. So you could see that purple sector right there. So Ashwin Lakwani obviously very pleased with himself with a 1:04.6, the fastest time so far. We know that the Red Bull Ring loves Red Bull cars. We saw the battle last year with Verstappen. this track was really designed for these cars, and hopefully Ashwin can bring it home. Let's quickly run over last week's standings, and Ashwin finished third last week at Germany. Tariq Rahman was first, and Utkarsh from X1 Racing League finished second. According to the points chart, Nova West finished 12th, and Razi Paul had a DNF. I'm not really sure what happened there, but let's see. Razi Paul again, another crowd favorite. So let's see what he's able to do. Any other drivers on their fast laps? I think we can follow Kanav here in the Mercedes. Again, historically, Mercedes have been extremely strong at this track, and he's just about 500th up on the fastest time here. So it looks like he's on for a pretty competitive time. Schloss Gold is one of my favorite corners on all F1 tracks. It's extremely technical because you're braking downhill and you got to take that sharp left-hander, and then these two double left-handers, Roush and Worth, extremely exciting. A lot of overtaking opportunities here, and I missed Kanav's sector 2 times, but will he be able to improve over his 105? Let's find out. Doesn't look like it. He goes about a tenth slower, but that's all right. We still have 6 minutes left, so I'm sure he can still pull out something off the bag. And Nova West, they're aggressively attacking the Niki Lauda curve, and he's a man on a mission, quite obviously, and he's 300ths down on the sector 1 timing. So he's got a purple sector there. Looks like he's on for a fast lap, but I don't want to jinx it. Let's see how he takes the Schloss Gold corner. Again, extremely technical, very hard to get right. And Nova West is clearly giving it his all as he makes his way into Roush and Worth. Sector 2, he's a 10th down. So it looks like Nova West is on for P1, but it all comes down to the final 2 corners. Will he be able to stitch it together? Getting your exit here is really critical. And waiting for the timing board. Oh no, he doesn't do it. I think he just made a slight mistake right there in the last corner, and he doesn't do it. But anyways, Tariq Rahman here, as you can see, was sector 2. He was a 10th down as he makes his way into Schloss Gold. So obviously quite a lot more pace still left with Tariq over there. I love watching him in this Williams. Such a troll. But of course, an extremely talented driver. Alright, last 2 corners. Let's watch his sector timings right here. Looks like he has a little bit of a slipstream advantage, and there you have it. A 104.3, 3/10 faster than Ashwin Lakhwani. Tariq Rahman there replying back and jumping on currently provisional pole. Rajdeep Paul here, haven't been seeing a lot of action from Rajdeep, but here he is making his way into Schloss Gold. So will he be able to pull something off the bag? Let's watch his sector timings to get a gauge of where he really stands right now. Okay, so he's not on a fast lap. Do we have anybody else on their fast laps at the moment? Doesn't look like it. Imran Sherwani here in the Ferrari. So Charles Leclerc again. He holds the lap record here at a 103 dead. So it looks like he's gone a little faster in sector 2. But currently in 16th. Will he be able to pull out something for Ferrari? Not really. It looks like he went over track limits and his lap has been invalidated. Although he was a little bit faster, it's an invalid lap from Imran Sherwani there. 7B. All right. Again, making his way. This looks like he's at Remus. Um, Again, I love this track. It's really a power circuit. Power and slipstream is really the name of the game here at the Red Bull Ring, and the laps are really short. So it's just a minute and a couple of seconds. So it's really all about trying to carry as much speed into the corner as much as possible, and you have those 2-3 sections there where you have to brake really, really hard. Really great track. It also has the MotoGP races, which are also a lot of fun to watch here. But I really can't wait to see what today's race throws at us. And we'll have our answer in just about 2.5 minutes. That's basically just 2 more laps left before we jump into the final races. So stick with us, ladies and gentlemen, as we get ready for today's race. Alright, so Ashwin here. Looks like he's on his fast lap. Will he be able to improve? Let's watch his sector timings. I think he should be hitting the timing marker. Not really. He's about on par. He's in fact 9,000ths up on the previous, his fastest lap time. So really it doesn't seem like he's going to be making. And there you have it. We just caught him right there as he just went a little too wide and ran wide, and as a result his lap has been invalidated. And he hasn't really improved. But is he going to go for another lap? Doesn't look like it, or does look like it. Nah, it looks like Ashwin here has just decided to give up, and looks like he's happy with second position. It's probably where you want to be in this game. I don't think you want to be in first position at the starting grid, because I think you're going to be coming under attack on the back straight. Yeah, so looks like Ashwin has just decided to throw in the towel, and I think it's a smart move. I think P2 is pretty good. You want to get into Niki Lauda curve as safely as possible and not really cause any panic. It looks like Nova West here was on his fast lap, but it looks like he's waiting for Tariq Rahman there to get a little bit of a tow. Yep, Nova West here. I think this is going to be his last ditch effort into trying to get into P1. So let's follow him on this lap and see if Nova West there is going to be able to improve. And Tariq Rahman there, sneaky guy, pulls a last minute late braking maneuver to try and get that little bit of a slipstream advantage there from Nova West. So even though he's on pole, you can see the competitiveness with these drivers. They want to get as much of an advantage as possible. As Nova West there takes Remus quite well. We missed his sector 1 timings there, but Tariq following him closely behind, braking hard into Schlossgol. We should see his sector 2 timings popping up soon. Will he be able to improve on his previous time, and if so, by how much? So we should hit the timing marker right about now. Nope, he hasn't gone faster. What about Tariq Rahman there? We missed his timing marker there, so we're gonna have to wait and see what if Nova West can pull something off the bag. Really driving the car on the edge, that Alfa Romeo. And it looks like Tariq, he did go a little faster in sector 3, but wasn't good enough for pole position. So it looks pretty much set in stone at the moment with this is what your final starting grid lineup looks like. You have Tariq Rahman in first, Ashwin Lakwani in second, Nova West in third, Rajdeep Paul in fourth. So our pretty common names that we are used to seeing so far. And these guys are also currently leading the championship. And the rest of the pack following right after that. Utkarsh X1, I'm not really sure what happened to him. Disqualified. I don't know if his internet there sort of gave up on him. If he did, I understand the feeling, bro. Anyways, looks like we're going to be getting into race action in just a couple of minutes. So let's get started. Race action in just a couple of minutes. So let's get started. Race action. I just noticed something. Imran Thunder's playing from the US and he's driving a Haas. That's quite interesting. The only American F1 team, and Imran Thunder the only driver from the US at the moment. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so it looks like we have a wet race, and this is a wet race here at Spielberg. So let me just get so there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be the start of the 9th round of the Proximity F1 Championship. We follow a 25% of the full-blown race distance, so you have 18 laps of high octane action. But of course, this is going to be a wet race, so it's going to be extremely challenging. Really can't wait to see what this is going to turn out to be. So Tariq Rahman in first, Ashwin Lakhwani in second, Nova West in third, Rajiv Paul in fourth, Kanav 24 in fifth. This is really going to be an exciting race to watch, to see who gets the whole shot and really work their way up, all the way up to Remus. We see a lot of carnage there, so hopefully everybody gets through safe. And as the cars make their way up to the start finish line, as you can see, they're all on intermediate tires. The tires there with the red bands, and the drivers that we see on the grid, I believe those are the ones who have basically a bit of internet issues right now. So it looks like those are the ghosts that are running for them, or the AI car that's running for them, but hopefully they can jump back in soon. As the cars take their way into the start finish line, we have the My World branding there. That's quite interesting. My World actually turned out to be a bit of a scam in the world of F1, such as Rich Energy as well. Anyways, so we should have lights out and in about a couple of seconds. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. This is the start of the 9th round of the Proximity F1 2019 Championship at Nürburgring, at Spielberg, Austria. So it looks like Tariq there got off to a brilliant start. So did Nova West. But Ashwin Lakhwani there having the inside line. And it looked like Rajdeep just got pushed wide. Aditya Patnaik taking advantage of that. But where is Ashwin Lakhwani? Ashwin Lakhwani here has been relegated to 19th position. I'm not really sure what happened there. It looks like I just managed to catch a little bit of it, and it looked like he just basically got ran off wide, and very soon, and right off the bat, right immediately, we have the safety car coming up. Wow, that is a start that definitely requires a replay. I really wish that this game had a replay option, but what a disaster start for Ashwin Lakwani there. He definitely must be fretting and fuming under that visor of his, or probably sitting at home. But Rajdeep Paul here has taken advantage. I believe he started in fourth, and not just Ashwin Lakwani, it's Nova West as well. So it did look like, from the looks of it, it looks like Nova West and Ashwin Lakwani have taken each other out at the Niki Lauda corner. Yep, it's quite a Lauda corner right there. So we have a yellow flag still running through in the course. But Tariq Des restarting the race and built up quite a bit of distance right there. And followed by Rajdeep Paul, he's already two and a half bit seconds ahead of the rest of the pack. But I'm really curious to see what happened to Ashwin Lakwani and Nova West. That is really, really disastrous. Not really sure what happened there, but we'll have to probably go back and see if the stewards give them any penalties. So still under safety car right now. We saw the safety car 2 weeks ago at the US GP, and I don't know if it makes a lot of sense in a game to have a safety car. You know what I'm saying? We're already running 18 laps, so it's obviously a very, very tight race, and this is a very short circuit where in the dry you're doing about a minute and 4 minutes and 5 seconds. In the wets, I'm guessing you're going to be doing probably a minute and 10. So it's probably just about 20-22 minutes of racing. So I really think that the safety car in the game, although it's nice to know that that level of realism is there, I really do think it takes away from the experience a little bit. So again, looks like we're going to have another lap of the safety car, and this is when I go, what the hell? Come on, guys. It's just like, I'm sure you're a game. You can program getting that car out of the way quite quickly, or the debris out of the way. It doesn't have to be that realistic as well, because we're really taking away from the action. Nova West there, down to 19th position. Not really sure what happened to him, man. I mean, that's... So anhydrous acid has a 5-second penalty. That's really a disaster for Nova West there. I think we just caught a little bit of it where they rammed into Niki Lauda corner, but I'm sure he mustn't be feeling very good at the moment. Okay, so it looks like I don't know if the safety car. Yeah, we're still at just Remus, so we're making our way into Schlossgold. So we still have quite a bit of the lap left to go, and as you can see, Tariq there really driving on the wet part of the track to keep the tire as cool as possible, because these intermediates really don't like it when the line gets a little too dry. And obviously the key here is to keep the tires as warm as possible, also the brakes. The key to keeping the tires warm is in the brakes, so you really want to go. And we've got a message from race control that safety car is going to be in this lap, so we're going to be back to racing soon, and it's really up to the onus of the race leader to set the pace. So as you can see, Tariq there very, very, very coyly pushing the entire pack back, and let's see what kind of exit he gets. And there you have it, he's pedaled to the metal, and we're back to racing, ladies and gentlemen, after a quite an incident-filled first 2 laps. We're back to racing, and Rajdeep Paul there trying to make the most of it, getting into the slipstream into Tariq Rahman. Hopefully we have another yellow flag again, so it looks like we have another incident further down the field. Let's just see and try to catch it. Jackson Ginger and this Acid jumping into the pit lane for the same. So it looks like we've had a little bit of collisions here and there. But what that has meant is Noah West and Ashwin Lakwani have been able to squeeze their way up the field. So it's going to be interesting. Let's stick for a couple of corners and see how Noah West finds his way around this track. Because of course, here with the slipstream, also you have the advantage of slipstream, but also because of the wet track, it's going to be really difficult to wiggle your way through. And of course damage is on here, so one small mistake, these cars don't have ABS, so really challenging times here for Ashwin Lakwani there. Will he get the inside line? As you can see, sharp 224 there, just swerving hard in front of Noah West, and he had to slam on the brakes and in front of Ashwin Lakwani, and Noah West as a result took advantage of that, so really carried the momentum quite brilliantly there. I can only imagine the frustration feeling, and Noah West brilliant to avoid the spin here from Shah 224. He's definitely not happy with that. Back to another yellow flag, but doesn't look like the damage was too bad, so it looks like he can just carry on with his race. But he's diving straight into the pits, so he actually got quite lucky there. Lucky for him that he managed to just sort of spin out right at the entrance of the pit lane, so he can get his wing fixed. But I think these two boys here, it's going to be interesting to see how they sort of progress as the race progresses, because these two boys are going to have to work their way up. They are one of the fastest drivers on the grid. They're going to have to work their way up and try and gain as many positions as possible. But let's just stick around a little bit more with Noah West to kind of see what he makes of 7B here. You can just see how much more speed Noah West is carrying into the corners compared to 7B, and we have another yellow flag in sector 2, so somebody has spun out, I believe, again. And you can see Noah West there taking a much tighter line. He's getting better drive, and the car just oversteered a little bit there, and it looks like he has the inside line on 7B, and that is a brilliant move. Clinical precision there from Noah West, especially in these conditions, and he's worked his way up to 10th position. That's some brilliant driving right there, but of course he has quite a long way to go to get. But we shall catch up with them in just a few minutes. Let's check out the action right here in front. Tariq Rahman again looking very comfortable in first position, and of course because of these conditions you don't have DRS that is enabled, so that's also another factor to consider when in these races, in these conditions specifically, because everything is going against you. You have wet weather, you have a very tricky track, you know, and you don't have traction control, you don't have ABS, and you don't have DRS, so it really comes down to driver skill. And Tariq there has built a pretty comfortable 1.7 second lead over Rajdeep Paul. It looks like there's a bit of a battle here between Aditya Patnaik and CH55 Max. CH55 not too far behind. He's about 7/10 behind, but I think he should jump into Aditya's slipstream. It'll be interesting to see if he can make the most of it as they make their way into Remus. So he was 9/10 behind at that particular point, but as you can see, the advantage of slipstream, it's given him about 1.5 tenths advantage right there. So I guess if he keeps his head down, he should be able to make the most of it. And Noah West again, brilliant move on Kanav right there. We just about managed to catch it as they break into Remus. That's some brilliant driving from Noah West. He was dead last just a couple of laps ago, so he is really a man on a mission right as we watch this beautiful angle. As you can see, his next target is Imran Sherwani, and again brilliant bit of driving there. Judged the braking point perfectly, and really just hunting these guys down left, right and center. So that's some brilliant driving from Noah West right there. So I think probably in a couple of corners he should have Imran Sherwani as well. Imran though not easily giving it up. Noah West just had to back out a little bit, and Imran there ran wide, exceeded track limits, and the rain seems to be pouring down even heavier. Will Noah West make that move into the Nicky Lauda turn? I think he will. Yep, he's got the inside line, and Imran Sherwani, they're doing the right thing and just sort of letting him go. But you can see the amount of speed Noah West has carried just in that one corner, and he's already a second ahead of Imran Sherwani in just that one corner. As Ashwin Lakwani, and it looks like we pulled off that looked like Schumacher and Hakkinen at Spa. That's what it looked like. That was a brilliant shot right there as Ashwin and Kanav went side by side of Imran Sherwani right there. So it looks like there's a bit of a battle here between Ashwin and Kanav as Noah West has comfortably started to make his way up. Ace is about to be lapped by Ashwin Lakwani over there, and this is, it seems right now on track, this is where all the action is. So although Ace has been lapped, so it's just basically you can just drive through him like a ghost, but it can be a little bit distracting there. Noah West has a lot of work to do. He's about expert there. This is, it looks like Schumacher level skill, very reminiscent of Schumacher and Senna and all these other really talented drivers who were known as rain gods. Just a couple of laps ago, Noah West again was dead last, and now he's worked his way up into 8th position, and still half of the race remaining left to go. So anything can happen. He seems to be about 15 seconds behind the race leader. 15 seconds a lap, I think, is going to be a lot to make up, but anything can happen here at Austria. This is why I love Austria, ladies and gentlemen. There's always exciting racing, never fails to disappoint. Brilliant bit of driving from these guys as well. Further up the field, it looks like the first 5 have sort of split their bunching. It looks like the top 5 are quite comfortable with where they are. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Small little glitch, but got booted out of the session again. But looks like we're back up and running, no issues. Okay, so back in action. Sorry about that, it looked like we got booted out of the session a little bit, and we just catch these guys back in action here. Ashwin Lakwani's made his way into 7th. Not really sure what happened there with him and Noah West, but that's a brilliant bit of driving from Ashwin Lakwani there. Absolutely man on fire. These two guys, they took each other out in, Ashwin and Noah took each other out in C1 at the beginning of the race, but they've done a brilliant job into making their way up into the top 10. Tariq Rahman here has built a commanding lead again. Looks very comfortable in the lead at the moment with a 3.5 second lead over Rajdeep Paul, followed by Aditya Patnaik, who's just about a second behind Rajdeep Paul. Aditya Patnaik there just under a second behind Rajdeep Paul. So it looks like these two are on for quite a battle. And of course, making his way down the back straight, braking hard into Remus, he has the slipstream advantage. They're bringing his gap down to just over 0.6 of a second. And what's going to happen? Will he be able to overtake Rajdeep Paul? Looks like he didn't get the best exit right there at Remus, but anything can happen here as they make their way down to Schlossgold. It's very, very easy to run wide, and it looks like Rajdeep did run a little bit wide, and Rajdeep has taken advantage of that and brought down the gap once again. And these two corners, Worth and Rash and Worth, look simple, but they're extremely complicated corners. Very easy to overdrive those corners. But getting your exit into Worth really sets you up for a good lap here, because you have that fast right-hander section and then these last two corners as well. So this is going to be a battle to watch if Aditya will be able to pull something out of the bag and take advantage and possibly get into the second step of the podium, as there are just 5 laps remaining. So we should be looking at Tariq Rahman there has also set the fast note. Sorry, that looked... and just like that, no, Aditya Patnaik rammed into the back of Rajdeep Paul. Not really sure what happened there. It looked like either Rajdeep braked a little too early, or Aditya missed his braking marker. But this is going to be exciting, because the gap is really, really close to nothing between the two of them. So it's going to be interesting to see how this progresses. As you can see here, Aditya Patnaik has made 4 positions up on the grid, and Imran Tanda there making 7 positions. So that's really great. Ashwin Lakwani is down 4, but at one point he was dead last, so he's done a brilliant job of working his way up into 6th position. Tariq there looking extremely comfortable in first position. And as you can see, by judging by the number of stops, that's where all the accidents have been. Utkarsh definitely has not had a great day here today with 3 stops, so he's definitely had a really, really tough race. But we're still about halfway through the season, couple more races to go. Utkarsh is currently 6th in the championship, I believe. So, you know, still a couple of races to get up that drivers championship. But back to the battle here between Aditya Patnaik and Rajdeep Paul, and Rajdeep looks like he's been able to eke out a bit of a gap, but that has allowed CH55 Max to come into the mix with Aditya Patnaik. Will he be able to take advantage? I think Aditya there is jumping into the pits. So yep, and I think a few more drivers are still yet to pit. So it's going to be interesting to see how everything turns out. Or it looks like Aditya has had to pit because of the damage he's probably collected from that pummeling into the back of Rajdeep Paul. As you can see, the mechanics are changing the front wing of Aditya Patnaik. That's really, really unfortunate. He was in 3rd position, and as a result of that, he's lost a couple of positions down to 6th at the moment. Where is he going to come out? That is what is important. He looks like he's going to come out in 8th, and Azim there running a little bit wide. Azim could have had that, but that's really, really unfortunate. I got a feel for Aditya Patnaik there. That mistake, missing his brake marker as he almost runs to the back of Kanav there, really has cost him quite dearly. Ashwin Lakwani here that means Ashwin has been able to jump up to 5th place, so that's good for him. And it looks like, of course, he qualified 2nd, but because of all the incidents that have happened, that typically happens here at Austria, he has been able to very nicely work his way back and only lose 3 places net. Considering the start, that's pretty good. But of course, I think to me the driver of the day for today is this man right here, Imran Thunder, who's made up 8 positions, 8 amazing positions. He's kept his drive really consistent, and as a result, he's kept it really consistent, and he's moved his way up into fourth. Um, when he started in 12th, if he made up 8 positions. So that's a really, really brilliant drive there from Imran Thunder in the Haas. CS55 Max as well. It looks like the Haas boys. This is not something that you see very often in real life, because of course the Haas boys are known to have some sort of bad voodoo against them. They haven't really had very strong finishes in the last couple of years, but not today. Hopefully just 2 more laps to keep it together. If they can keep it together, CS55 Max and Imran Thunder will have scored a bunch of great points for Haas, and that should make Gunther Steiner pretty happy. This is the sort of teamwork that we want to see. But there we have to talk a little bit about Tariq as well. He's led right from the start. He's kept it consistent, and wouldn't really expect anything more or anything less from him. So that's a brilliant bit of driving there from Tariq Rahman. Really, really good, strong drive. And I believe he also has the fastest lap. Let's have a look. No, the fastest lap belongs to Nova West, although Tariq is not too far off the fastest lap. It looks like, yep, if you can see, this is quite interesting, because Nova West has put in a 1:15.410. Tariq has put in a 1:15.411. So Tariq, you could still get, you just have to make up 1,000th of a second. If you get 2,000ths of a second, you will have the title of the fastest lap. So let's see if he has any more pace with him over there. Alright, but Nova West, you got a feel for him. He started off in 3rd position, but it looks like he and Ashwin Lakwani collided into each other, and as a result he was relegated down to very last. But he's done a good job of working his way back into top 10. And with that, Aditya Patnaik, things have just gotten from bad to worse, and he's got a 3-second penalty on top of everything that has happened, as Nova West puts in a purple sector. So it looks like Nova West is on for an even faster lap. So let's just stick on with him here as he makes his way into the start finish straight and see if he can go any faster. So Aditya Patnaik there put in a 15.3, and what is it going to be for Nova West? And he comes right back with a 14.9. That is a brilliant bit of driving right there, and it looks like both of them are really trying hard to get that single point for the fastest lap, as Nova West nudges the back of Mayank 7799 right there and brakes again really hard, comfortably taking that position up from Mayank there, moving up into 8th position. But it's definitely not going to be enough, as we enter lap 18, and with that we have Tariq Rahman comfortably taking the win, followed by what should be Rajdeep Paul. 7 seconds behind Rajdeep Paul. And then you have CH55 Max, who should be crossing the line any minute right now. And also, as he comes on to the start finish straight, a brilliant drive from CH55 Max right there. And then also Imran Thunder, the double finish there for Haas on 3rd and 4th. Then 5th, Ashwin Lakwani. That's a great bit of driving. There from Ashwin Lakwani, who net managed to lose only 3 positions. Aditya Patnaik there was on for the fastest lap, and also at one point was up in 3rd position, but he finishes exactly where he starts, in 6th, followed by Kanav. And Nova West there, really unfortunate, he started in 3rd, but it looks like he got the fastest lap, so that's good to see there. And that's good to see right there. Oh, no, I'm mistaken. It looks like Tariq Rahman in the end answered right back there and managed to finish at the fastest lap as well. So that's a clean sweep for Tariq Rahman, starting on pole, got fastest lap, and also managed to win the race. So that's some great driving there from Tariq Rahman. So with that, thank you so much for tuning into round 9 here at the Austria at the Proximity F1 Esports Championship. Always great to watch these drivers here. So let me take you through all the final standings. At the moment, you have Tariq Rahman in first, Rajdeep Paul in second, CH55 Max in third, Imran Tanda in fourth, Ashwin Lakwani in fifth, Aditya Patnaik in sixth, Kanav 24 in seventh, Noah West eighth, Mayank ninth, SFR Sonic Hawk 10th, Azim Clark 11th, 7B 12th, Imran Sherwani 13th, and Hydrus Acid 14th, Utkarsh 15th, Jackson Ginger 16th, Shah 2224, 2224, 17th, G2 18th, and finishing up Ace here 1426 on 19th. And with that, thank you so much for watching this, ladies and gentlemen. Next week we will see you at Suzuka, the penultimate round of the season. It's going to be a lot of fun, so thank you so much for watching. I will see you again next time. My name is Glenn. I've been your host. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye bye.